His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Talk Nov, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commenced the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Coleman today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came, he also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. A bad person, George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. A bad person, George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
This government assigned security to the former president's house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president's house. This government has done so many things that have questioned the credibility of the president. They have manipulated the law. They have manipulated security. The president has interfered with investigations of other issues that we know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. So he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. We know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. We know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. We know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example. If a former president, the police should go there.
Joseph Walker is an old, frail, and weak, unpatriotic, questionable citizen of the Republic of Liberia. Do you argue that? He's 23 years older than George Weah. No argument. He is too old to be a modern-day president. He has collapsed several times, meaning he is frail and he is weak. No argument. He is unpatriotic because, one, he lied to us. Two, all the jobs he held, he did nothing. And the 43 years he served in government was marked by massive fraud, waste, and abuse, and most importantly, rampant corruption. As far as the citizenship is concerned, it is in question. Joseph Walker does not have the image nor the personality, nor the personality to be a leader. He does not have leadership qualities. No, he is frail, slow, and weak. Slow, frail, and weak. In addition to his education being obsolete, archaic. Somebody won't say, what I mean called archaic? ARCHAIC, man. Go define it. That's 2 age time he got here. People, education, we knock that one out of the park. No match.
These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Parker knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, he said, when you win, you run for one term. He said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree.
They are believing to put more pressure on the old man so that he can give up the goals, and then they will assume criminally the democratically elected seat of our republic, that is the presidency. The presidency of this republic has been desecrated, and I am hoping that will not continue in that vein. But I can say to anybody, it is our prayers that President Baka will go beyond 2029, and even 2039 he will go beyond that. It is our prayers and hope that the Almighty God will keep him, because they are agents, they are demons at the doors of this country that are willing to put this country back into a bloodshed. The only hope we have is God to protect the life of Joseph Boakai until he can save the term power in 2029, which I know he will do honorably.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much
important. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Creator and sustainer of the universe, he has given us this day to do his work, to obey his instruction, to get his society better. It is an instruction, just as people will give account of the misuse of the earth, the exploitation of the earth, so everybody will give account of their stewardship. Their stewardship as president, stewardship as journalist, stewardship as civil society actor, stewardship as medical doctor, stewardship as military personnel, just every capacity. The reason for that, wherever you find yourself
You have to make society better from that perspective. If you think that you can, and this is where I tend to feel sorry for pastors who think that it is not their responsibility to get society better, but it is their responsibility to preach the gospel, and the people say hallelujah and amen. Hey, if they know what I know, they need to look at Jesus's life, look at Paul's life, look at the rest of the people. If you think it is not your responsibility to make God's society better, well, when the time comes, the only thing will be, if I had known, by then it will be late, just as the rich man regretted what he should have done. He didn't do. Yes, it's another day. So we're grateful to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer. We are back again. Thank you all for coming on. Musa A. Sharif, Congo Town, Jack Foley Tombikai, Broville, Bible College Junction, Emmanuel Bro, USA, Johnson Dolly, New Jersey, your residents, Yvonne Davids, Canada, Comfort, New York, Jean Matadi, Old Road, George Cohn, Newcretown, Claude de Paul, Tilo Eric, Baptist Seminary Community, Kukupe, Painesville Rehab, Samson Carey, Bumming County, Prince Coleman, Ambassador Harris Pili, Newcretown, Claude de Paul, Royal Always VAR, District 3, Sion Dole, David Giflaw, Waterside, Mandra Market, Fumba Yen, Tiwa District, Grand Cape County, Choice, Snare, Sayer, GFK Compound, Prince Coleman, McDonald Street, Silver, Washington, Browville, Joshua Quinga. Hey, you like that name, eh? Hey. The name sounds good. It's pronounced so well, you think it's a good name, but bad name, Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah. Has anyone given their son that name, Nebuchadnezzar? Moses Swa, Painesville City, Solomon Henry, yeah, Tody District, Stephen Bosso, Dinah Dennett, Manhattan, USA, Nina Queer, William K. Sumawulo, Civil Rights Movement, Vinicius Bar, Newcretown, Claude de Paul, Jeff Kumonte, Newcretown, Abraham Tier, Matadi Estate, Emmanuel Davis, Tulsa Field, that's Gardnersville, Clady Addison, Delaware, USA, Benson David Victor, Broad Street, Rising Sun TV, Dallas, Texas, 72, Caldwell, Paris, Slober, New York, New Jersey, USA, Willem, Minnesota, and the protocol just running, just so long, rather, very, very long, very long. My dear sister, you on, okay. Dwighty, you on and off. That's good. Sunday Way, Orita Sunday Way Choir, you are on. Good to have you on. I hope that you are faring well. Jackson C. Pony, you are on. The chairman himself is on. Romazio, Romarico, or Cannibal for short. The chairman that is taking we are into the presidency 2029. Daha Jawi and Patience Wisner, Joanne Mamalu, Osman Saul, or Broad Street, Galley Street, rather, your business center. Okay. The protocol is so very, very, very long, and getting long by the minute. Time is of the essence. So acknowledge every one of you. Good to have you people on. Let's get started. We're out of Liberia briefly. A Nigerian court has convicted separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu on terrorism charges, with George James Omotosho ruling that his broadcast and directives to the outlaw indigenous people of Biafra group incited deadly attacks in the southeastern region. Kanu, who has been in government custody since 2021 after he was returned to Nigeria, declined to present a defense. His lawyers challenged the court's jurisdiction and Nigeria's terrorism laws, but their objections were dismissed. Sentencing is expected at a later date, and his legal team is expected to appeal. The verdict deepens uncertainty in a region already burdened by mistrust, sporadic violence, and unresolved legacy of the 1967-1970 Biafran War, which claimed more than 1 million lives. French President Emmanuel Macron will tour Africa this week to spur new dynamics in France's ties with the continent. He will start in Mauritius on Thursday to boost cooperation with the nearby French territories of Mayotte and Reunion. Emmanuel Macron will then travel to South Africa for the G20 summit, which the United States is boycotting, and hopes to meet Algeria's president to help ease tension between the two countries. His trip will end in Gabon, where he will meet President Brice Oligui Nguema, who won April's election after a 2-year transition following Ali Bongo's ousting. Liberia is not on his trip, even though he went to France and received the balance 5 million, according to Boakai Press Secretary Kula Fofana. But Emmanuel Macron is headed to Africa, and Liberia is not on the list. Nigeria's anti-corruption agency says Africa loses over 50 billion a year to illicit financial flows, depriving the continent of money needed for schools, hospitals, and other essential services. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission warns that the tax evasion, corruption, illegal mining, wildlife trafficking, money laundering, and cybercrime are creating a silent crisis for Africa's development. ICPC investigations in Nigeria find multinational companies inflicting costs to avoid taxes. In one case, losing enough money to build a modern hospital. The agency also uncovered officials diverting public money through multiple bank accounts and running ghost worker schemes to steal salaries. At least 64 people are missing after a boat carrying about 120 passengers capsized in the Sankuru River in Kasa Province, Central Democratic Republic of Congo, an area known for strong, dangerous currents. Rescuers have so far saved 54 people, and search efforts are ongoing. Boat accidents are becoming increasingly common as residents turn to overcrowded wooden vessels due to poor road infrastructure. Most boats lack life jackets, are routinely overloaded, and often travel at night, making rescue efforts difficult and leaving many victims unaccounted for. And 9 aides to Gabon's former First Lady Sylvia Bongo and her son Norandin Bongo have been sentenced to 15 years in prison for embezzlement, corruption, and money laundering, just days after the pair were themselves sentenced in absentia to 20 years. The group, known as the Young Team, was also ordered to repay millions in damages. Arrested during the 2023 coup, they were accused of helping divert state funds during Ali Bongo's 14-year rule. Prosecutors say the network used public money to buy oil fields, 2 Boeing jets, and luxury properties across Gabon, Morocco, and London, with total embezzlement estimated at $8.6 billion carbonates money or carbons money. That's it for developments unfolding out of Liberia. Let's get to what is unfolding in our country. It's tight, it's not easy. The Minister of Finance is presently having a news conference. If he hasn't finished, it's rough. It's not easy. He's having news conference upon news conference, going to radio station upon the radio station. He's the only finance minister in the world that lost the media, lost to talk to the media, lost to hear himself on the radio, lost to read about himself in the newspaper. Unlike finance ministers in regional countries and around the world, very seldom you see them addressing the media, because when they are addressing the media, the entire country knows that it is something of vital importance. Unlike Liberia's Unity Party minister, Augustine Kwenga that likes the media to just go and rant, because everything he's doing, he's ranting, he's being rhetorical, meaning he's just giving story, explaining long story, laws, to see himself entertaining the media. And the media too, they love to see themselves sitting in the presence of the Minister of Finance, that at the close of the day, it's going to be a record that we had a meeting with the Minister of Finance. But the Minister of Finance is one of the problems for Liberia. He has plunged Unity Party government into something over the days. It's not easy on him. They having a review of the budget. They're trying the best they can. They're identifying several lapses. They're saying practical lies. Questions are coming up, and those questions are being circumvented, meaning they are finding it hard to answer it. So they're pushing it in different ways. It's just not easy. If that legislature is truly people-centered or people-ready, that whole budget will be trash. It will be thrown and chunked back to Joseph Yimabwaka and said, develop something good for the country. But as it is, it's just a messy paper. So the Minister of Finance is just explaining all over the place, explaining. Usually when the budget is carved and sent to the legislature for its appraisal and passage, it's done well. They are scientific with everything. And then the legislature now goes on to do its work. At the close of the day, it becomes that workable tool for the country moving forward developmentally. So you wouldn't see the finance minister moving from one radio station to another, calling press conference. No, not at all. Everything is said, because the Minister of Finance is one of the main crafters of the budget, because it starts from the executive and it goes to the legislature for approval. But the Minister of Finance, the guy is, sorry to say, but he is a pathological liar. Yeah, we know Gafwan. Gafwan was superb, because he had all the people. Ellen Salif, very far-sighted in that area. She was schooled in that area, so she knew it to the letter, and she was helping Gafwan. Then you had experts from out of the country, on-mail people, the United Nations, UNDP, all of them were in the country at that time, so it was easy. But now he's on his own. The people say if you know, you will know that the person can sing when there's no instrument, nothing. You will know. That's when you know that the person can sing. No instrument. Okay. So the guys are discussing, they are reviewing the budget as it is the custom parliamentarily, but don't expect any significant change. Don't expect anything. No, I think it will just be a smokescreen gathering, a farce. Nothing much going to come from there. It comes from the executive, and our culture, the executive is the imperial arm, very powerful. Whatever the executive wants, it happens. So with that budget carved from that side, nothing. Already the guys, what is in there for them, they can oppose. I think they did that on purpose. Look at 6 persons. 6 persons will be sharing 35 million United States dollars. Think about the guys in those lucrative positions, like P. Majure, who is presiding over the budget, the guys that are in other lucrative positions as they were appointed by regime speaker Richard Coon. So not much. They are only doing it because that's what the law said. But that budget, nothing, no significant change going to come of it. So if you have any hope of that, I can only advise you to nothing in that direction. No. That will take us to one of the newest political parties. This is good. This is what we expect. That's how it ought to be. We need to keep up this tradition in our democratic culture. The budget is for public scrutiny. The budget is a public information. It is out, and every citizen ought to have their say, because it is that budget that will determine whether your life improves or you remain where you are. If there are qualms there, you will know. If you're not too sure of certain things, you will know. But if you're not going into it at all, you think it's not important, the politicians will use you as surrogates to accomplish their aim. You have seen it already. The Liberian Alternative People's Party. This is a new political party on the block. Liberia Alternative People's Party. They gave their critique to the 1.2 billion Unity Party budget. Let me run you through a few lines, because the critique is so long. That they've unequivocally condemned Unity Party government's draft fiscal year 2026 budget, 1.2 billion. They term it as reckless gamble on unproven windfall, a blotted patronage machine, and a blueprint deemed unequal. They refer to as this so-called, in their statement, they said, this so-called record-breaking budget, a 37.5% hike from 2025, endangers the country's fragile economy, inflicts damage on vulnerable Liberians. The Liberian People's Party, headed by its chairman, Ada Zone, sees the $1.2 billion budget as a class warfare, elite feast, while the poor eat the crumbs of the tabras. The party called on the legislature to do the needful, thorough review to cut unrealistic addition in the budget. The Liberian People's Party says it sees Liberia a country that deserves leaders who build bridges, develop the country, and not prioritizing themselves. That is good. The Congress for Democratic Change, the leading political party in Liberia, a couple of days ago gave its critique of the budget, the 1.2 billion budget, and the government felt offended. They immediately reacted to CDC. and this is departing, it becomes irrational. It is very petty, and it is not the normal trend. Until we can begin to think real hard and start branching off, developing a new path, will always be revolving. It is not for government to react to critique. The budget itself is for public scrutiny. The budget itself is for public scrutiny. It is unto the public. It is for the public to run through it, to share their opinion. It is not for the government to react in a damning manner to institution and individual who share their opinion on the budget. Come to think about it, here is the rescue government with the only highly educated people lacking common sense. The budget is for public scrutiny. The budget goes out, everybody, every citizen has the right to go through it. That is what period is given. And then when that period elapses as per the will of the people, the desire, then there is this part 2 from the legislature as you see them doing now. When they're done with that appraisal, then there is the second part, which now the budget will become a law, meaning a workable tool. Within there, what is the rationale or what is the sense of the government or government institution reacting and condemning citizens' critique of their own document? CDC gives its critique. The Ministry of Information comes out with condemnation. Movement for Progressive Change, headed by Simeon Fremont, came out with a critique on the budget, which they entitled to. The Ministry of Information came out with attack on them. Individuals speak about the budget. They have problem with it. Man, people, you're helping me to figure out this. Something that is you. It's you and for you to review it. The very people who send it to you through your representatives, you sharing your opinion, they are vexed. And then they condemn it. You see what? Most time when I use the word stupid, people think that I'm just being unruly. But that's the perfect fit. That is the perfect description. It simply means insensitivity, one who isn't really calculating well, isn't reasoning well. Everything, it is not everything that a government will react to. If the government finds it to react to everything, then it means the government isn't working because they're just distracting themselves. CDC gave its opinion of the budget, which they're entitled to as citizens, as a Liberian institution. They condemn. MPC comes, they condemn. This individual comes, they condemn. Tewa Honglo comes, they condemn. It looks like really nothing is happening. I can see why. Well, he has his opinion. He doesn't say his opinion right, but we can just use it to say there isn't a need for the Ministry of Information because they're really not doing anything. They just sit there and begin, they just react. How can you condemn people? You condemn a political party. You condemn individuals for expressing their critique on the document of the country called the budget, the lifeblood of the country, which everyone must know how much is in there by projection and how the money will be raised and how the development will go on, because having an understanding, you will know when you see certain things not happening, then you say, but why this isn't happening? There is money in the budget. Why this road is not being paved when this amount is in the budget? Here is it. It is what they call a budget line in that document. Actually, man, the guys are too petty. They are too petty at the Ministry of Information. I think Bwaga needs to do a reshuffle at that Ministry of Information. I cannot be at that information. Something that is all to the public. It is their document to discuss and share their opinion. When they do, then I react to them. Why am I reacting? So if I react now and condemn them, what does it do? So Pierre, you help me to ask Pierre and man, Sano and the rest of the people. What change does it make? What is the difference? The boy entitled to it, that's the document. The budget is citizens' budget. It's not the government personal property. It's not Unity Party personal property. So going forward, you'll know that you're condemned too many things in the past, yet you're stooping so low, not representative of you people as rescue educators. How can you condemn your own citizens expressing their opinion on the budget when the budget is for them? It is there. It is there for scrutiny. How can Information Ministry be reacting to the people? Amen. Rescue. You see that? You see rescue mess? The National AIDS Commission, they came up with a number, a staggering number. They are telling us that 34, no, that's for last year, that the country now has 36,000 people living with HIV and AIDS. So the number increased from 34 last year to 36. Simply put, right now, according to the National AIDS Commission, there are 36,000 persons living with HIV and AIDS or has HIV and AIDS. 36,000 individually. Put all of them together, 36,000. That's the number. That's what they said. Just thought to share that with you. 36,000. You believe that? Is it true? Well, people need to be checking themselves. And they'll get to the hospital and find out whether you have AIDS or not. But that's what they said. The National AIDS Commission released this today. 36,000 people in Liberia got, they have HIV and AIDS. The Women's League of the Congress for Democratic Change will give their critique or reaction to Fatima Bintou Salif. Hear what they said. The Women's League of the Congress for Democratic Change, Montserrat County chapter, is calling out what it described as disrespectful and troubling remarks made by the confirmed Deputy Minister for Urban Affairs, Fatima Bintou Salif, toward Liberians who question her confirmation by the Liberian Senate. According to CDC Women's League, public officials, especially those just stepping into national leadership, have a responsibility to carry themselves with humility and respect, even when responding to criticism. The group say the insults and mocking by Deputy Minister Fatima Bintu Salif shows lack of regard for Liberians and the democratic right of the people to express their views about national issues. CDC Monserrate County chapter went further to say, insulting because the question of qualification or performance is not the behavior of a public official and what the public expects from someone in a high office. The Women's League noted that the criticism is a natural part of leadership, and responding to it with harsh words only widens the gap between government officials and the people they are meant to serve. We are women, mothers, and community leaders. We believe in respect, discipline, and service. The words of the chairlady of Monserrate County CDC chapter, Nora Ware. The statement goes further to say, no official should use their platform to talk down the same people they rely on for support and cooperation. The CDC Women's League reaffirms its commitment to promoting responsible leadership, protecting the voice of the people, and standing against any behavior that undermines public trust. They couldn't have put it any better. I think they are right. We look forward to seeing more of this. This is what we've been talking about. The parties have to speak out, youth group, women group, political parties, whether they share the same ideology or not, but they have to speak out. That's the only way you can get the government feet to the fire. The expression holding the government feet to the fire, it means speaking out, not sitting and say that the people stink. No, speaking out is good. These reactions, these statements coming up, they're good. And don't overlook it. You think that you've not been heard by the international community. No, the international community is listening to you. The international community will not listen to you when they cannot hear a statement from you. It means they don't know that you exist. But when they hear a statement from political parties, they document them. These statements that you people are releasing on issues unfolding in the country, that's your entitlement because you are citizens. The international community is aware. They document these. They make reference to them. You will not hear them making reference to any if they have heard nothing. They will not say for you what you have not said. So if, like the Women's League released a statement, they document it. The Congress of Democratic Change released a statement, they document it. MPC Simeon Fremont, they document. All of those political parties, Councillor Tiawangong, all those people, they collect all. They read a newspaper, they see the statements inside, they listen to the radio, they collect those newspapers, and then they start to compile their report. This is how it works. You people have to speak out. Don't sit supinely. Raise your voice. That's how you bring about change. Change doesn't come with vexation. Even if you're imputing vexation, let it be a legitimate vexation. That is, you speak out realistically. That's how you bring change. It's good. I'm excited to hear the Women League when it came out, and I said, no, it has to be highlighted. We look forward to seeing and talking more of that. We talk about the Congress of Democratic Change, the central arm, and now there's the Women's League Monserrate County chapter. That's good. We talk about the new political party, Liberia Alternative Party commenting on the budget. That's good. Let's keep the conversation this way. That's how it ought to be. Forget about the Ministry of Information and other people condemning you. It's because they don't know governance. Anything that is happening, it is your right to have your say to help the government make it better. So it's good. Yes, it's good. Good statement from the Montserrat County chapter of the Congress for Democratic Change. So let me say something in passing that has been talked about at length. The Bintu stuff has been talked about. It's not really an issue again, but it doesn't lack substance. People will still talk about it. But I want to take it from another angle this afternoon. Everything is over. There is now the hard part. People are excited, like the people will usually say, we hear them say, it's easy. Everybody is excited, motivated. When the wedding is coming, there's all the kinds of things, but when the ceremony is over, work starts. So, yes, Shibule, the legislature, I'm just saying this in passing, not necessarily a real talking point. I just want to talk about something that people really didn't talk about, didn't touch. She now has the job. It's over. She is going to prove herself now. It's not about confirmation hearing again, not about insulting or throwing talk at anybody again. It is where you have to prove yourself now. And it's going to be tough for her. It's going to be very tough for her. It wouldn't be a surprise when we start hearing several lapses and uneasiness within her office. Here is it. Everything that surrounds the lady, confirmation hearing and post-confirmation, if you look at it critically, you realize that she's practically empty. And going into that position, she's not going to make any difference. The burden will be on her office staff. If she has a very good, efficient, vibrant special assistant, he or she will run that office. I see a deputy minister in her that will just brag in that office, rant, blast, show emotion, because most women, that's what I have known, I have seen of women who are empty in government office, in private office. I'm not saying all the women, I say the one I have known, the one I have seen. They will shout, they will scream, they will blast as if they have an understanding, but they will just create that saying just so say, oh, the boss lady vessel, oh, I want you to get it in. And yeah, just like, but to sit down, like how other ladies would sit down in the office for 2-3 hours, putting things together, getting things done, reasoning, reading extensively, going to meetings and all. No. You can see that she's naturally empty. So it wouldn't be a surprise if we begin to hear that the office, she's not doing this, she does not know this, she goes to the meeting, she doesn't know what to say. It would not be a surprise. So all that happened, it's over. The responsibility is on her now. She now has the responsibility. This time, no cursing, no criticism, nothing. She now will have to perform that role as deputy, not assistant, not assistant minister, But deputy minister, the deputy minister responsibility is so loaded, is tight, is time consuming, is reasoning, is writing, attending meetings, making presentations, moderating meetings, and a lot more. It wouldn't be a surprise. We're not hoping for that, but exposure can lead you to conclusion or to determine the future. We know the position, the role of a deputy minister. The deputy minister, as per the structure, makes representations on behalf of the minister. Say if there is a high-level panel discussion comprising seasoned, well-educated guides in that field, and the minister is unable, and the minister chooses to call on Bintu and say, you have to represent me at this discussion on XYZ. She'll give excuse to the minister, or even if she attempted, she will fumble. Disgrace awaits her. Disgrace awaits Buakai. You don't appoint simply because the person makes noise for you. It's not bad to promote. It's not bad to reward, rather. But you want to do it with caution. You want to do it with caution. And that is exactly what George Weah was doing in his government. There were many people who fronted for George Weah, who supported, who risked their lives. But there was this caution of where to go, where to place them. And not because they shouted and screamed and yelled. You gave them a position that they will not be able to handle. The burden will be too strong. So he was very cautious of how he gave people position. Deputy minister is not a small post. It's not a small post. There you have all of the niceties, you have everything that comes with that office, you will enjoy it, but delivery will determine whether you stay there or you are removed. That's how it looks. That part is what people didn't catch. Just thought to share that. And there's this thing that came out. It wasn't right at all. No. The press secretary has to stay off and not impute religion, ethnicity, kinsmanship. What we saw today, what we saw rather yesterday from the press secretary, is there detail on that? But there is this thing, I saw it from a totally different angle. And I said, let me share it with you people. This will cause problem in this country. Whenever they find themselves blundering or supposedly somebody is against them, they tend to impute religious sentiment, tribal sentiment, county sentiment, and on and on. What the press secretary did was not right, was not representative of her. There are certain things, given your portfolio, you stay clear of it. Why you have the right to express yourself on your personal page, because it is your personal page, but your status will be dragged into it. What the press secretary did was not right. She claimed to have rendered apology. I saw it from a different perspective, that she did it because this person, Bintu Salif, Fatima Bintu Salif, is a Muslim from Grand Cape Mount. The press secretary is a Muslim. She's from Kitma, and on and on. She did not do it in her capacity as the press secretary. She used a word, family. That wasn't right. People around the world, as per the portfolio, they stay off. That they will have nothing to do with it. Even if they will make any input, it will be behind the scene. To say, family member, just leave that. Now that you have been confirmed, what you did today wasn't right. Please, next time, don't do it. They will give pieces of advice behind the scene, and they will not come public because of their status. The press secretary should have stayed clear of that. And every other person that I saw rendering or empathizing is because of that tribe. Religion. I'm not imputing anything like that. I'm just explaining how I saw it. And when you read her statement over and over, that's the impression it gives you. She did not say, as press secretary or as a government official myself, and we apologize on her behalf. She said, family. What kind of family? And we know that was not right. She should have stayed clear. Government officials will have to stay clear. The same thing we heard with the legislature when they had that majority block and minority block, and people were calling for interventions. What the people say? One school of thought said no, and some of the lawmakers that went in for that, they said no, and this is a separate branch of government. The judiciary cannot interfere with the legislature. Just stay clear. That's the argument they were pushing. That's the argument. Meaning, what is happening within that space, fine. You're living with us. It is our responsibility. So the same way what was happening with Bintu or happening with Bintu and the legislature, nobody needed to have come in to say anything. You just leave it. The people want to confirm. But when you start imputing family kinsmanship into it, then people start giving it different interpretations. Then the next thing they will say, oh, the people this, oh, the Christians say, oh, they after a Muslim, oh, that, all kind of thing, not right. Politics and religion are the two fluid elements that can spark up tension at any time. And you want to avoid that. The woman is a Muslim. She's from Grand Cape County. The press secretary is a Muslim. She's from Grand Cape County. She wasn't doing it in her capacity as press secretary. And she can do that in her capacity as press secretary. So she did it in her capacity as a Muslim and the country of origin, because Fatima Bintu Salif is a Muslim. And what she should have done, given her level of education, I had thought that the press secretary, Mark Jabate, and the other people will have come up to outrightly condemn. But they did not condemn the woman. Rather, they say, accept the woman's apology. In essence, inadvertently, they supported the woman's action. They supported Fatima Bintu Salif's action. They did not come out to condemn her action. She was being condemned by others, but her kinsmen refrained from condemning her publicly. What the press secretary should have done, Mark Jabate and the other people, was, Madam, this is wrong. You should not have done that. The next time, please avoid it. You will render open apology. You are a government official. You represent the executive. You are appointed by the president. You are a member of Unity Party. Such display is wrong. But nobody Nobody ever looked in her face to say anything. Nobody. They supported her action. Kula Fofana, Mark Jabate, all of those people, by their silence, by their inaction. And the only reason they did it because she is a Muslim. She's from from Grand Cape County, and they are Muslim. They're from Grand Cape County. I had thought, because that's what I've been thinking over the hours, and say, let me observe this. Let me see. All of us on social media, we're running through all of the things. Let me see who within that space will condemn this woman as others are condemning her. Let me see whether her own people, even if one person, I will be so excited. But from the very moment she took to social media to do that, up to the time I got on the air, nothing. I've not seen a single person. It's not bad to have that religious or kinsman solidarity, but you want to be careful so that you don't place a serious political dent on the very person you claim to be protecting. And now this is what is going to happen to her. She's going into the position now. It's not going to be about causing any longer confirmation, nothing. Everything is finished with everybody off. She will have to prove herself now. In their way, everybody will get to know that truly this lady is empty. That was not right at all. Kula Fofana, Mark Jabatel, we know you people are Muslims. But you have to stop. There's certain things you don't put religion in. You leave it, the woman blunder. Or you even, okay, let's assume for discussion's sake. They put it this way. Over the time, they said that certain group of Liberians are rude. They just insult, they use abusive expression and all of those. Isn't what they say? And that's the argument in the time. So the people who say, who condemning the other people, Unity Party people condemning the people from on the other side, claiming that they're insulting. Here is Unity Party woman. Here is a Muslim. Here is a Muslim. And I'm imputing that because they hold their religion too strong. So in such a situation, didn't it make sense to say, Madam, you are this person, you are of our religion, and our religion does not call for that. Stop. This is wrong. We'll condemn you publicly. Because that's what they call chesting. Yeah, that means to discipline the person so that the person don't do it again. It's the same as correct. But nobody. So they supported her action by their silence. Nobody came on, not a single Muslim or a single Cape Man person. What the press secretary did, she only showed that, yes, oh, that's my Muslim sister, that's my Grand Cape Man sister. So you accept the apology, yeah? That our family, yeah. Look at rescue government. Look at rescue press secretary. Look at rescue people. You need to develop maturity, man. You develop your minds. You reason better when you do that thing. Hey, you people are just messing up everything. Rescue senator confessed that they were denying it was a plan in place. Everybody who went down there from George Weah as nominee will not pass. All kinds of things just happening. You're just showing your limitation, your lack of proper governance and hate. Why will you put that thing on? If the woman apologized, so just leave it now. You leave it. What has it got to do with family? So you see now, that family affairs. Because you're Muslim, and the woman are Muslim too. No, you should be saying, Madam is wrong. Concentrate on what lies ahead of you. There's the responsibility. Moreover, We have always claimed that the people on the other side of the political divide are not better than us. We are better than them. Hence, you can't demonstrate such in this political space, this warfare that we are battling. That's what you do. You look in the person's face and tell the person, or you go on the same social media the person went on and say, Bintu, Salif, Fatima, this is wrong. Your act is wrong. It does not represent you as a public official. It does not represent you as a member of Unity Party. It does not represent you as a member on Class Reloaded that we criticize the opposition. We say all manner of things against them. It does not represent the very president that appointed you. Therefore, that should not repeat itself. And see, if she wants to cut off speech from you, cut off ties, but you told her the truth. I think if you, Madam Press Secretary, and other people, if you people had done that, yeah. But why you can tell anybody anything again? There's nobody that can tell anything. So nobody, this is where I close now. Nobody should say people insulting. Nobody should say people insulting in this country. You close your oral cavity on that thing. Nobody should tell anybody of insult in this country, because the morally grounded people are the irony of themselves. Unity Party claim to be the morally grounded, morally ethical, perfect, holy, sacrosanct, holy of holy. Yet they are doing the same thing they condemn others of. Nobody should ever say any people insulting in this country. Everybody now expressing themselves whichever way. Your government official, Fatima, your Muslim sister, Joseph Yuma Boaka daughter, Class Reloaded member, every other person. And of course, we command all your things we're taking it. That clip, we spread it all around. That clip is all around. If you think it's not available, because somebody suggested, I was reading one of the posts, somebody suggested that she should take all down because it's not good. I just laughed, but the thing is all over now. People keeping it in the gallery. One of the things that get Martin Colley silent, because all the things that he was saying, almost all that he was saying of the past government, they bringing them back. They're reminding him. Say in 2024, in 2022, you said this about the CDC government. You said the people, they scored 0. They know nothing. They face MCC. So you can condemn. You can praise Unity Party today. Yes, your document. This social media, you people have to be. Social media is good, but social media does not. Nobody should blame social media when you mess up. Social media is just a platform that goes around the world. Everybody sees you. They see what you do. But you must put on that mental seriousness and know that it is not a place for childishness. It's not a place for mere showcasing. It's also a place for information, showcasing, but that kind of showcasing you have to do it with caution, because it is repository of knowledge that gather people, take information from there, they keep it. 6 months, 4 months, 5 months, 1 year, 2 years, they bring it out. And then you wonder. Nobody should tell anybody. No one has any moral ground in this country. There is not a single moral rectitude of anybody to tell people, oh, you're cursing. You people who often say that because you are partisan and they should respect the government and respect the president. Look at your partisans and tell them what you people are doing is wrong. We complain that the people can insult. Equally, we are insulting. So what is the difference? President insult, vice president insult, regime speaker insult, all the people insulting, everybody insulting all over the place. Then why you want to bring claim against a certain people? No. Your lady disgrace your, that expression was too bad, not representative of her as a woman. And I like the reactions that came from some of the women. They condemn her. Those ones behind down the line. And the other ones then. But the tap brass then, they are afraid to say anything. But if it was against their interest, then, oh, the women of Liberia condemn. Let the women of Liberia condemn Bintu now. Let the women of Liberia. In weird time, we used to hear this expression. If you people have forgotten, let me remind you. They will come up with this expression and say, disgracing womanhood. Bintu disgrace your Unity Party women, not the other women. I'm talking about Unity Party women. She disgraced your. That's what she did. She disgraced your. So you react to her. You tell her that she has brought women or womanhood into disrepute. I dare you say it. Some of you will lose your job. So nobody insulting. Nobody going to tell anybody about insult in this country. Nobody. You see what if you can control your anger, if what simple thing can do, simple thing can stir you up if you're not mentally strong. Simple thing. Simple. They say she turned to Mariah Kekula Kokpo. I don't know much about her, but I heard people say she got her law degree out of Liberia. But I watched her video. So if you say the woman was slept with teachers to get grade, then if it is true the woman got her law degree out of Liberia, then you know nothing about the woman. You should be concentrating that petty thing. Look at Unity Party rescue woman. Look at her. That thing, that woman normal, that Bintu woman, she normal. Look at that thing she was doing. Then she had her tiny praisers around her. Yeah. You go take that kind of woman, go put deputy minister. I'm sorry for the other women over there. Oh. Because in Liberia, the profit, when president appoint you, forget it, the other people, they are trash. The rest in that office, they are trash. Then she must sit down on class reloaded again. Hey, everybody in that office will worship that woman. In fact, that woman, man, I get it, because woman can behave like that. I get those things I saw of her. That get, I get. She not mentally strong. Yeah, at least she get her position. But it's not a guarantee. Oh, let your man there at the coin. Women pay and the rest of the guys and they gone. That is. Okay. So let me read a few comments and then we turn to you to have your say. Miata Dan said Liberia lack people with integrity. In a serious country, that lady will resign for respect of herself and society. This will come back to bite them. Yeah, you're right. As we see in Europe, the people believe they respect their integrity. Once they blunder, no, they take a decision. Who resigned recently? I think I was listening to one of the international media outlets. Somebody did resign because of blunder. Yeah. Oh, listen. People, they respect integrity. They uphold their integrity. Golden Camara said Unity Party is going to fill our country again and break down our country budget and corruption individuals. Yeah, they've started discussing the budget, but it will mean nothing. That's just a showmanship over there. Aliyu Kamara said, this woman is far from being a Muslim. She only have Muslim name. Yeah, her behavior, they don't represent you. All of those things you take into consideration. You see where we are. We are representing Kings FM. Anything happens, people say, oh, we show any kind of funny behavior. Oh, Kings FM people, St. Andrew, King FM. So you are representing yourself, meaning your image, your reputation, your character, and that falls within, or your institution falls within it. So you want to be very careful when you're doing anything. It will be hard to divulge your action from your institution. The court of public opinion will soon join the two, like we often hear. So people have to be very careful what they say, what they do, given the kind of person or persons they are. There's Musa Dennis say, no, Chief. Benson Derry Victor said, this legislature is rubber stamp under Mr. Boaka, so nothing good will come from them. Emmanuel Bro writes, I am exceedingly happy that French President Emmanuel Macron won't visit Liberia, because if he did, JMB and his Unity Party-led government officials will be proudly boasting over it. Thank you, Macron. Oh, Emmanuel Bro, my man, that is you. You hope that Emmanuel Macron will not come to Liberia. Man, you want the people to fail? Because I want to say, when you express your kind of opinion, they say you want the government to fail to go against you. Yeah, I didn't see Liberia on that list. And the man went to France. Boaka went to France. When he came back, his press secretary said, no, CDC people lie. George Weah did not bring 10 million. He was giving 5 million. So CDC boss said, no problem. The balance 5 million was given to Joseph Hima Boaka. So that 5 million, he directed it to his 10 million or more presidential villa. So Macron said, he ain't coming to Liberia because Boaka. Nice one, Emmanuel, bro. I saw all the countries the men going to. Liberia not there, but Boaka went to France. So I've been Macron, he telling he coming Liberia. Emmanuel T. Cooper. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's go to the line. So those are the pointers. The Congress for Democratic Change, Women's League, Motorado County chapter, giving a strong reaction to Madam Fatima Bintu Salif. The new political party, Liberian Alternative People's Party, critique of the budget. They say that it has too many errors, not equal or not a budget for the people, but budget for the elite. The National AIDS Commission has told us that 36,000 individuals, 36,000 persons in Liberia have HIV or living with HIV and AIDS, or get HIV and AIDS in their body. So That area. That area. It's 36,000. So men, women, boys, girls, you gotta be careful. That area. Let's get to the lines and then we take few calls. We are out. 0772 23 99 33 0779 75. Then we are out for today, Thursday. Yes. So let's go. Let's take few calls. Hello. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Brother Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon, Chief.
Yeah, I'm James Blama Kamara and I join you from the Liberian Civil Rights Movement. Thank you very much for the issue you flagged on your platform.
You said Liberian Civil Rights Movement?
Yeah, I said from the Liberian Civil Rights Movement.
You and William Mulu working together?
Yeah. We are all members of the movement.
So how that movement, what you're doing? What you're about?
Yeah, we are about to ensure that we keep the government feet to the fire as a civil society organization, because we do believe that Liberia is divided on two political party bases. And when young people gravitate towards the issue of political party in our country, it will not help us as people because we remain divided. So we also need to ensure that we redirect our focus to civil society organization where we can unite like minds to ensure that we come out strongly against government on some of those issues that will be affecting our people, because the people themselves will not lead themselves. They have to be actors within the society that will be able to drive the people. You understand? In terms of contributing ideas, and those ideas can be marketed to our people, like you are doing now. You're educating our people on the radio as to how we should be transparent. We should speak to issue divided, and the provider, whether we are one people or not, whether you are a Muslim or non-Muslim. When your sister go wrong, you should admit, because this is a society that we are building, and we should build it on a truth, because we're talking about the rebuilding of Liberia, meaning taking it from the old foundation to the new foundation.
All right. And speak to the reason you call.
Okay, thank you. As time go by, I think you'll be able to give us the opportunity, then we can expand more on what we have to do for the Liberian people. But thank you very much. I say I'm very sad that my sister Fatima, I am a Muslim, but I'm so ashamed and so disgraceful in a sense of how my sister attitude have been in the public there, and it's very wrong, because my brother, let's be real here, she do not represent a Muslim or even Islam as a religion, because Islamic women do not go publicly insulting other people. You are not trained to be the one insulting people, and more besides, you are being appointed to a position, a honorable position as a deputy minister or assistant minister. You need to behave yourself and conform yourself in a way where people will see you and believe that you are really going to do a work for the Liberian people. But you can't come out and start insulting people on the social media when you blunder. When you blunder, you remain silent. Let the people criticize you. That is the essence of politics. Get a position and go and try to change the people's mind that in this, even though I blunder, but I'm qualified, but my emotion led me to that. Even if you not tell the people, we will get to know what your politics is about. You apologizing in a way that telling people you just consider me because Joseph Boka is my father. If Joseph Boka is your father, so you're telling us it's Joseph Boka who is instructing you to be insulting people in the country.
Thank you, sir.
It's wrong. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Hello, the women's line. One of. Hey. Hello.
Good afternoon, Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Corporate Namwe from the Kingston.
Yeah.
I said I don't know what person, but I said thank you very much. But Mr. Andrew, the thing that helped me, I never knew that when we can't finish, I brought my sister for you to see, or something that she started out for you, she hear it. But I said, well, thank you for life. But I say appeal to the people, to yours. But I remember I appeal for the money for the operation. She finished, But I tell you, thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. At least you receive your $50. She listening to you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mama. God will bless you more and more. You may see the fruit of your labor. You may get a great grandchildren. I tell you, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sanju.
Good afternoon.
That's Rabba calling from Johnson Bay. Thank you very much, my brother. Good afternoon. I tell my women league, CDC women league, I tell them thank you very much for the press conference. I tell them thank you. No, my brother, that leg, because only her, that leg, what they insulting on the table. Now we don't want you question. That you never the women that you question, and you never the man that you question, and you never the father.
Speak to Unity Part, the CDC statement that you started with. The last thing,
yeah,
we are finished with that thing. What they call?
That's true. I tell all women that thank you very much for the statement that they made. I stand by it and support it. I tell them thank you very much. When I keep moving the question, we speak to the issue. In summer, we have prep conference, we will respond back to you. But I'll travel to what we want to travel in the place there. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Thank you,
Chief, for the opportunity. Manika, Ali Padikoman, me picking Joseph Baka family in a Koibo and Kawa. You know, what's all I mean? And say thanks to the person for confirming Fatima Bintu Sarif. You know, she one of the best for our country and she one of the great daughter of the kid my country, so I want to congratulate the Sunday. You know, I listen to people, you say, oh, what a rescue people.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, I come from around Jacobstown.
What's your name?
This is Hussein.
My man, you are told not to call on this radio station again.
I didn't follow that development.
No, Chief. You went on Prime FM.
Okay.
You say all manner of things you are aware. I send you a message. I explain it to you. I have everything. We have everything. Israel aware. We listen to it. We cut that clip. Don't forget that we are media people. We can cut clips and listen to it. When you say all those things, I told Israel, he didn't believe it. When somebody told me I told Israel, he didn't believe it. So I said, okay, I will listen. I went to Prime FM show. I got everything. You condemn, you say all manner of things against AB, against Israel, the radio station, everything. Then you won't come out on the same radio station, Prime FM, people were sitting on the air when you were saying all that thing, they were laughing. They were enjoying it as if it was professional. Somebody cannot call on King's FM. They're saying awful things against our media colleagues. Then we allow them to just say, we support it. We can never do it. It's unprofessional. We are protective of each other. So after the day, all that thing that you are enjoying it, ain't finished now. So what are you calling on the radio station for? Chief, go off the line, man. Go to the Unity Party radio station.
No, I come from so.
No, don't tell me I'm coming. Don't tell me. No, Chief, I beg you. No, go off. Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Sam, that lady. And you know who we're talking about a few days to CBS. The man that we're talking about, I know nothing. That he uno could be there. That is no nothing, so we say all kinds of things. Anyway, and thank you. Eugene Facon. Thank you for cutting that stupid man off. Thank you. All to my face. Thank you. That's all I got to say.
All right. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You know, this is how you need to erect the checkpoint. And I always follow your. Anyway, this is David King. I always follow your broadcasting. Whenever you want to air, when somebody want to refer to another media house, you will always erect that checkpoint and exhibit that professionalism in your broadcast. But for Veteran Day, to sit over there and allow Hussein to say, I follow that show. To say all kind of thing about not just KZN, but Pana FM, the freedom. Say all kind of awful thing about you people. Today, you want to count on KZN to come here via. It would never be a. You can go to Pana FM, go to Car Reload, go to Point FM. That way you can do your thing. Now, to the issue. The statement coming from the CDC, most rather Youth League, Women League, I think it's in the right direction. Women who have been disgraced by that deputy minister, that very dull deputy minister, who never even follow her own credential as she was presenting it. This woman does not even know how to define government. What is government? Is it by the people and for the people?
Chief, stick to the statement. You're entire talking about that woman. You're elevating the woman. I only mentioned that thing from different angle.
We want the Liberian women that used to wear black hair for rape.
You're that woman.
Do all kind of things. We need it now to come and speak because Martin K. I'm calling you. We need to right now because this is another fraud that somebody from your ring have committed. So what you have to say to Mr. Buckeye? Because you got both of being professional, you got both of being educated. If this is the kind of education that you guys were talking about yesterday, you're talking about responsible government. Is this how for a government to be responsible how it's supposed to be? This government is the most disgraceful government I ever existed on planet Earth. For Liberia, this government will go down in history to be the worst. I'm telling you, it will go down in history to be the worst. Because there's nothing that they can say to us. As citizens, we are very proud people. We are just waiting for 2029 to bring President we are back to power because we know he is the one that will take the country to higher heights. Not the major project today in the country that the government is talking about the undertaking. These are projects that were put in motion by President Buya. So what they bring him new to the country? To steal and to be building houses and be going there in the night? That's what they bring in?
All right, Chief, thank you.
Who on to them? Thank you.
Our condolences to our colleague, Massa Taylor of OKFM judicial reporter. She just lost her father. It's not easy. The pain. Our condolences. Kings 88.5 condolences to you, Massa Taylor. You grieve the death of your father. She just lost her father, Massa Taylor. Hello.
Because they are on the line, somebody put me on there. I'm not picking back. So, like I was saying, the message came to the assembly for confirming Fatima.
My man, I'm Fatima thing on here today. Your entire talking about the Fatima, all the things I talk that you're Fatima, you won't be on Fatima whole day. We're feeling with that thing. I only started to talk about it from her role now, what the public should expect. It's not what happened. We're feeling with what happened. We're looking at the future.
Oh, okay. So like I listen to you, your analysis talking about bringing religion into the discussion. People.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Patrick Kufa Bwisi. I'm calling from District 17. Yeah, I wanted to say something concerning about Hussein Kiawu.
No. I'm not discussing Hussein Kiawu here, Chief.
Yeah, they say the cat can forget about the animal can.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Council. I call from Honor the Street Line in Lower Johnsonville. Thank you for the fast discussion. Let me change the CDC and other opposition political parties that have very critique the budget. I think that is it. That's how things going to be. Because when you look at the budget, what all of them have outlined is real. The budget is only the influence of Joseph Imabwaka and Okunis in government. The citizens of the Liberian society have not been kept in budget. The budget is very much unrealistic. It's not balanced, and to make the government to continue to last in luxury, to live in luxury, while the citizens continue to live in the actual poverty. It's very much bad. Then that's why when people discuss, you have people with think brain will come on the media platform. They want to criticize.
These guys, they are weak. They are zero in everything. Nothing to understand about budget. Look at the president office alone carrying about 50 million. So what is being directed now to transform the Liberian society
did you say 60 million?
Nothing. The budget is only about them. So thank you very much. Let me say thanks to the CDC and for that particular brilliant critique. Thank you.
Hello.
Oh, Sam, how are you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Let's hear you. I'm doing good.
I boy, I get design for they say coming again, get away.
Yeah, I hustle.
All right, you are good. Thank you, Look, Sam Andrew. Let me say this to the Liberian people. What we look for will get it. Sam Andrew, you put talk for 6 years. We arrested, educating us. But yet and say, ourselves go on the fire, on the sun, in the rain, to campaign and tell people the men are coming. You're a body man now. Witchcraft coming, the right mob. They men telling you living on loan. You were all car park. You got for the 2 years, the 2 year experience, any party that for all cars. What's the buy? He's taking loan from RB, better men are coming. He's coming to clear. Just forget about this. They no. They couldn't listen. So I want to say thanks to the opposition. Political parties are setting up. And put the in the budget, like you're talking about it, there, 1.2 billion. And will not even flex in that budget. The poor men are in the rain and in the sun. They have Waka and a lot of council today to poor budget and say, oh, they do it for them, yeah. People are in the rain, I say, how much now your vote today? They are crying. They seem to come out. Them argue. They necessarily that's all in the rain. So campaign for Waka. That was something weird. They seem to come out because they're more careful. They can't no say again to us because they seem to come because we told them it's happy. It's happy. They forget how your money up. We are one for making fun of US in the country. We are here because $10, but you didn't say you were still complaining. People are celebrating in the country. No, all my saying the poor most of the data and that's them down. Well, we are included in the economy. Said no, they can't go to say now. They are have to go to bring left back. But today I said no, we are going to go. He will book out dancer. Yeah, but you don't know what is that they're inflating us. No, it's not inflating anybody. You're immediately someone further to the salary. But they see no say because when they say they will pull them down when they work in place. And I'm working with government, they are out. Because we're flaking out. They say, what are you doing? What are you doing? So if I don't say it because nothing, no one get to go. So they will not say it to the people. But then when they are getting the bad blood, getting the result from Waka, we told them, let men are good. The men, they think they don't look after it. Nothing will help you. He can't help you. If you got a criminal in the government, he say he's criminal. So you will do a lot of things to feel bad in the country. And what's going also, same as you. We feeling bad now. All of us feeling bad for me. I'm all right for myself. Why I'm told you, you're not listening, but for me, I'm okay. I said, if I want to continue going, say, I do.
Okay.
I like it. You don't go down to the sense, you don't feel yourself. You don't eat poo-poo. Thank you.
Hello.
Mr. Manju.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Manju, this is the most of the party for the chicken way. Mr. Manju, I will commend the statement for the CDC you win. It's a firm statement. You know, we will not have a minister who should share and set an example to the next generation. And we have an average to become leader tomorrow to be discussing our father in the country. Today, we are seeing other news of one side where the ministry, the ministry information are said of my passports. And another minister coming out trading the same way. So that means that Waka is enjoying this thing. And we will not set and why this thing is happening in our country. We have to fix the budget where everywhere it comes from because that is our property. And when they see that it's not there to benefit them, it's not able to get stuff or you saw them, we will not take that for them. But for people selling, it is allowed work for we will not away for all or for anybody. We come up with official statement and
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Thank you. I want to speak to our CC there. Your feet on the ground. Your respond. Then you take out when I get it, okay? Your job. Everybody do it. Your group for the party. Your boss is a minute. Your friend that to anyone. The women that want to, you know, the women that I get ruler. Yes, we spot there. I was speaking, I heard your speech. You're taking my TV today, evening. You're taking MIB today. It will be every day. Why pay every vula our money free something all. You know, we saw that happen. What you are that who's good to go? I'm thinking more. That will be such a good. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Andrew? How you doing?
I'm good. Thank God. And you?
I'm good. This is my favorite. I'm calling from Kenya. I just called to tell you that status woman, that woman just been a shameless woman all along her life. I know her very well. There are people have not seen that really. She's the ex-wife of Abraham Kroman, the former 102, the DEA man that they just took, how you call it? They took him from Intawa. That's his wife. That's his former wife. There, they have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. I think either around June or July.
Just go to the main point. Forget about that one. We're not interested in it.
She's a very, very shameless woman. She's been a shameless woman for all her life. Because if I were her, I did that kind of disgraceful thing. I would not go on social media to go and start dancing. Because if this country were a country that people have morality, she wouldn't go on the social media to go there and dance there. But because the government she found herself in, and because the country found herself in, that's the reason why she did what she did, because she had no shame for herself. I'm so shame for her. But that's just as she was saying, she will not do nothing in that government.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. General, you know, all the keep going on, we got to be careful because it looks like we got driver on the front seat behind a steer. Ain't driving both. So we didn't talk when the car goes this. The thing happened to our people. So all of them will come together. Now talk to the driver. So stop the car, then we'll find different driver and we so it's our cross. Thank you.
All right, CDC, Papi. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Yeah, let's hear you. You're on the air.
Omisi Johnson access the Justice and Legal Aid Program.
Who?
Omisi Johnson.
Omisi Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Let's hear you, Council.
Yeah, my man. You know already, you know me. I don't belong to any political party. I'm a property of the civil society. But the name you discussing, I don't like in this kind of sensitive, educative discussion. I hate to call on with the 1 minute. So if you were to have me a spirit that will come, then I will add her to the superintendent of Nimaka. They call me up a Gono. They were loud. They were the loudest voices on Spoon Talk during the campaign process. But to have small power of appointment in government, then you are depriving, misusing power. Oh, Miape going to the superintendent of Nima County. My man, I can't go through it. So I will look up to next week. I will come there, we'll plan the schedule at the time. Then I will have a tour to provide public legal education to our people. But they are the vulnerable people.
Okay, I look forward to having that. All right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
How are you?
Fine, yo.
Yeah, anyway, there's an epic calling. I'm calling you for Bluefield. The DC government were in power yet. Even if you look at the government to do, your government calling the government is not balanced. The DC government. Okay? These are the people that told the kids to rescue. See the foundation of the government. When the previous government was there, they were criticizing George Weah for appointing the Southeasterners. And when they say Southeast, we don't deal with one country. The Southeast compared to so many countries. But they say, Andrew, look at the government. It's a busy government. Is that a way to rescue? Now, one of the problems I get with the foreign president, you see it? The man is so selfish and vindictive. Are you from your government? You put to give people in your position. Are you running Gizi government?
Okay, Chief, sorry. That's not what we're talking about. Thank you so much. Okay. So you just need to follow the trend of the discussion. You can. It's not normal. That's not the normal way we go with broadcasting. What you have you must just call into a radio station and say, don't want to know what the people are discussing. What kind of show is it? The trend of the discussion? No. It's not right. You follow the conversation. Know what they are discussing. It gives you a good understanding of how and when to make input. But if you have something on mind, you just want to say because the radio station will call and say this. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to stop. All right. Let's see. Yeah, then we'll take a break and then we'll move on to We Are Returns 2029. Something happened yesterday. I should share that with you. Okay. So let's have this break first. So, yeah, Comfort, you came to receive your money. Yeah, I can understand you brought the lady with you, but it was not that you bring the lady. Yeah, they sent something for you. Your sister sends $50. So Israel announced, yesterday, called you to come and receive it. We waited the whole of yesterday. You didn't show up, so you came today and you received it. It was not to bring the lady to see, So it's good that you came and you receive your money, but just be hoping. At the same time, just start making effort too, because when you want people to help you, you don't just sit and hoping. You try to make 1 or 2 attempts, and then it will work for you. Yeah, I can understand your condition, but you have to try to some way, somehow. So there's something in life called luck. But luck won't come when you're not making an attempt to. Once you attempt, then there's the luck. This break, then we move to We Are Returns 2029. Something happened yesterday. Finally, the government is giving in. They somersaulted and they now give Musa ability the right to build the bridge he initially decided to, and the government said no, they already had plan in place. Not only that, but they lower the estimation of the construction. Yeah. So ability has the right. Let's see how it goes. It's also likely that something could pop up again. We're in a political space. So Charles Brown, former labor inspector, thanked his man Joseph Yema Boakai for affording him the opportunity to serve. He wished well the president, and he has embarked on another venture. That's it. All right. Then Akara's Moses Gray. Gray should have been in that house, but the same thing we were saying. They were concentrating on themselves. They felt that everything was okay, so they didn't listen. If Akaros was in that house still, most of what you see happening would not be. Akara was a flow fighter. The only flow fighter now in that place, but not literate flow fighter, radical flow fighter, Yeke Koluba. For him, he can push the issues. No, because he's not that type. But he can raise tension on the flow. But he's not the type, not the research, not the informed type, not the well-read type. Akara has all of those characteristics. If he was still there, Richard Kuhn was now going to have an easy ride. So, yeah, he just sent out something to you seditions. Hear what Akara's grace sent to you seditions. He said, it is time to choke with tea. What a cock with tea? Masisi, please tell me why a cock with tea. I want Akara's grace saying you. He may send a message to y'all. Message I should tell y'all. He said, it's time to choke with tea. You're acting like you don't know. You don't know that in Liberia we have a common saying that if you know how to insult, if you know to insult, you must have the hands to throw blow. Meze, I grew up among the Fanti, Va, Crew, Bassa, Grebo, Mano, Kran, and Sapo near Du River. So Akara Grace simply say, when you curse, when you get strength to curse, you must have strength to fight. Musa Denise, I know, I don't want to crack joke with you, I know, Quitty, before you know, experience others in what can be up. You want to catch you and now you down, the boy saying your mom, call government parade or Gary, punch you. I gotta say, I'm gonna tell you, the seditions, the people who insulting, when they insult, just as they insult, they must have the strength for pity, for fighting. Hey, I just imagine in 2026, would that be easy? This is the bill up to 2026. Okay, so let's go. We are returns 2029. We are returns 2029. We are returns to the presidency. Do you know that this statement is hurting many people? I didn't know. Yesterday I got confronted. When I got with everything, the news is over, and then I'm walking, and then bump into these guys sitting. But I just heard Sam Andrews. And then when I look, it was this individual on the other side whom we have not met for a very long time. He's on some of the networks around. He's sitting with his colleagues. And then he comes up bluntly. He said, always listening to you on the radio with this thing, George Weah returns to the presidency. George Weah coming back. He said, he didn't give me a chance. He kept on saying, he said, my man, let me tell you, it's not possible. We are not coming back. Say that thing you're going to be talking on the radio, that you're on. But I mean, the thing I meant in the country, you're not coming back. He talking. So I just resigned within myself that the man I am listening to is normal by his physicality, but mentally he isn't normal. That was my reasoning. Secondly, I soon realized that this statement truly going to unfold itself into the reality, a testimony. Telling that the statement is putting fear in their blood, bone, marrow, soul, flesh, skin. Fourthly, they are intimidated by it. They are afraid. 6, they know the possibility of that. And yeah, it's why they know the possibility. One party, one person, one group of people not going to vote on that election day. The country goes to election in the year 2029. The elections will not be determined by a single unity party vote cast. It will not be determined by unity party as an institution. The vote will be determined by the 5.4 million people within this country. It is our responsibility to keep hammering it in the ears of seditions, non-seditions, friends of George Weah, and just everybody, that there is every possibility that George Weah will return to the presidency 2029. There is nothing impossible about that. Nothing impossible. Nobody can prevent it. Nobody can postpone it. It's not going to happen in a vacuum, but outside, and everybody will see. I was motivated, spirited yesterday, as it was said, and his colleagues were sitting alongside him as his colleagues, two of whom I know very well are supporters of Unity Party. And after they got through talking, saying or delivering their sermon, and I walked off. It was not for me to open any argument of justification or explanation. Say, Sam, I listen to you on the radio. You often say, we are coming back. George Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Say, my man, let me tell you, that thing there, you can be talking. That thing, we are not coming by here. That mistake that people made, that man are coming by again. So he's talking, the two Unity Party guys, I don't know which party he supports, but he is, he was with this, I think they said, this man party, Benin Ayure. So the other guys, the two guys, I don't know the other one, just saw him a friend, I shook his hand because I greeted everybody. But two, they are partisans of Unity Party. So they were laughing when he was saying it. And I said within myself, or reason within myself, this guy isn't normal. Why did I reason that way within myself? Because of what I just told you. Those 6 points no one can determine the future. Anybody can say that. Anybody can say that. Anybody. You're entitled to say, Weah is not coming back. You're entitled to it. But that entitlement is not the determinant of the future. It's not what will decide the election. It's not what will change the atmosphere. It's not what will give Unity Party the election either. Anybody can say that statement, that Weah is not coming back. There's nothing wrong with you saying it. You can say it. You're not paying for that statement. You're not using much energy. It's not a violation. No, it's freedom of expression. So you can express yourself. expressing oneself is different from determining the reality. I'm glad that it came out yesterday evening, thank God Almighty. And I know very many of the people are uncomfortable, but they can't stop hearing it. Imagine the argument that is generated. Even within Unity Party, very many of the people, I cannot put a ratio or a number to it, but I know that very many of the people know that there is every possibility that George Weah will become president of Liberia again. The statement is offending, offending them. They don't want to hear it. It terrorizing them from within. It unsettling them, making them to feel uncomfortable within themselves, vexed within themselves, which they express, and a lot more. Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Weah becomes president of Liberia again. This voice will be heard in the presidency again. The leadership shown in the first, in the second, will be even greater and advanced.
Through our time together, I have still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the rule of law. As you are aware, Liberia, for the first time in over 7 decades, experienced a peaceful transition of power when I assumed the presidency in 2018.
That voice in the presidency goes back in the presidency. You can argue it in your cars, on the sidewalk, in the market, on the market table, in your private vehicle, in your office, wherever you people can discuss it. It's good that we are making the case. Not only are we making a case, we are making a realistic case. Yes. And it's because our case is realistic, because it is supported with divinity and preparations from the man himself and his colleagues, and the readiness of the people. You know that? You see? Take it or leave it. Say whatever you want to say. It is normal to say he's not coming back, but you can change. You can determine reality. You can determine the future. We should remind you people again. Those are signs. And if you can feed on signs of the time, then you are dead of the future. God works with signs. Everything that you see around you, it was a sign. When Donald Trump left the presidency, the same statement that people are using in Liberia, Donald Trump will not return. Donald Trump will not be president again. Donald Trump entered the race. Donald Trump was campaigning against, just as people were campaigning against George Weah. At the close of the day, all those who say that Donald Trump was not coming back again, and the campaign against him, Donald Trump won them. Why? Because election is not determined by a few confused, irrational, angry people of not coming back. It is determined by all of the citizens of that country, certified by the National Elections Commission. Peter Mutharika. Peter Mutharika was in. Fast forward, he comes back to announce his intention. His people were talking that he was coming back. Just as we are talking, George Weah is coming back. And then the ruling establishment, the people who were in power, they said it was not possible. He wasn't coming back. Fast forward, what happened? Peter Mutharika got back to the presidency. And several African countries, people, don't live with that illusion. Don't allow them to play on you. The last thing you ever want to do is to accept that this stupid statement of we are not coming back. They telling you, when they use that statement, they want you to believe them. They want you to go according to what they say. They want to use you as pawn on a chessboard, like you are not a normal being to think for yourself, but rather they should control you mentally. It is the mind game that they are playing, but we are aware of the same mind game. And we can counter that mind game because we have what it takes. They do not have. We have. They do not have the weapon. We have the weapon to counter. They will have it within themselves. They will say it, but they cannot determine. It is not vexation. It is not anger. It is not emotion. It is not how a person sounds that determines or will say this person isn't coming back. No. The 5.4 million people of the Republic of Liberia are the ones who will make that determination. And of those 5 million plus, George Weah commands considerable number that if you have the election today, George Weah margin against the Unity Party will be a gulf. Hold on to that expression, this word I always using, gulf. 2029, if you see that, so they can go and start telling people he's not coming back. He's not coming back. The only way that will happen, and it cannot happen because they cannot do it. The only way George Weah will not come back, and they cannot allow that to happen to hold this country hostage. The last thing they will ever want to do, if that's what some of you are thinking on, to turn this country into or to militarize this country, to hijack, to create an undesirable, insecure atmosphere, which the government cannot, not even the international community will allow it. Other than that, normally, free, fair, transparent elections, the margin will be a gulf. Every day you will hear this expression. George Weah returns to the presidency. The man himself said it. He himself said it. I am not saying anything different. I am feeding on what he said. He himself said it. He said it. He said, we are coming back. He just said it. He's on record. So I am only adding to what he said. I'm only extending his voice or reiterating, as the English people would say. I'm saying nothing from what he said. He said it. This is his statement. He said, we are coming back. So I jump in that statement and say, we are returns to the presidency 2029. What's the difference? They're not different there. The same thing he said that the same thing I say. Yeah, that is it. So you get vessel, it anger you, it hurt you, that your business. One person can determine election result, and nobody will cheat in this country. Nobody. The last thing the government will ever want to do is to do anything funny. This election, we have previous elections in this country, free, fair, transparent. Nobody hijack it. And nobody will try that nonsense. They'll do something and then international community come in and say for the sake of peace. Nobody will do anything funny in this country. You can bring all of what, you can even bring, how they call it, the whole war army. Surround. It will never, no intimidation. You go up, you come down. You won election year. You said one term, you won election. You made we are one term. We are bowed out democratically, constitutionally. The election was free, fair, transparent, even though we still have some reservations but however, we are is out. There was no chaos. There was no intimidation. There was no harassment whatsoever. Not that we could not do it. We had all of those things at his disposal. But the country is first. We could hold on and say that CDC won the election. You people will just fumble all around here and all kinds of things. At the end of the day, the country in chaos. And then BBC, the rest of the people start reporting. There's 14 in Liberia. There's this. That's why we are looking into it. Say you won. That's democracy. Small country with nurturing. If you think because, which is not a law, no, they said 2 terms. But if you think that it is your right to stay on there forever and ever, then the only thing you want to create instability, which you yourself don't want. But we are returns to the presidency 2029, people. Whether you like it or not. A vexation will hear y'all. We're talking. Y'all say we are not returning. We say we are returns to the presidency. We not say we will return. We say we are returns to the presidency 2029. Listen to your statement and listen to ours. We're not saying we are will. We'd say we are returns. Meaning it is possible. It is a foregone conclusion. It is a sealed prophecy. It is covered in everything divinity set. I see y'all. So you'll be confronting us. Would you laugh? Yeah. Would you laugh? You can't make it. All right. So this is how we go home. Where is it? This is how we go home. Yeah. So let me tease our men small. And they can be voking on. Let me tease our men. But they all are teasing you get substance. Numbers very significant in anything. Numbers. Number. Our men coming out also. Let me tease you small. Let me leave this for y'all. Yeah, Diallo coming. Our men coming also. They said next month. Then they gave the number. Number very important. Number is very important. God works with number. God never worked without number. Number is very key in anything. Number. But within that space, the realm of numbers, there is one number that is cursed. There's one number that people, many who know, they really don't bother with. That number is called 6. 6 is not a good number. 6 is not a good number. 7 is a good number. 7 is divine. 7 is God's number. 6 is Satan's identity. 6 is not a good number. 6 is one short of perfection. 7 is the number. 6 is human imperfection and weakness. 6. The number 6 is human imperfection and weakness. The number 6 is also negatively associated with the number of the beast. 6 is not a good number. 7, I can see why the real people and have the protest on 7, July 17, December 17. While our men, they say 6. Yeah, you see, when failure already said, you can see it on the side, the other 6. 6 is not a good number. And listen, in our country, historically, look at it. All of the days, the days of 6, all of the days that 6 fall on, those historical events, what happened? There were wahala, there were chaos. 6 is not a good number. 6 is not a good number. So that says you're going to take the first sign there. I see you, man. I see you. Diallo is already in. I see you. So the doctor is in. The only teacher of the land, the light. Anthony at law, A.B. William, with Face the Issues this evening. You don't want to miss it. Teacher Light is on again. When Teacher Light is coming on, everybody, the government officials, you see in their car, they listen, in their office, they put a radio on everywhere because some of them can work into the night, 8, 9, before they go home. Everywhere. They took AB into their boss man. The boss man tried. Yeah, the man powerful, but that's what they call brain. Impact. I see you. This is how we go home. 6 is a bad number, Satan number. I see you. If God permits, we're back tomorrow.